Okay, now that we've walked through a few basics of dragging and dropping, which is the same for all of these content pieces, as well as what to be aware of and saving changes, let's go ahead and add a page. Now there's two ways to do this. One, adding a page and then building it completely from scratch, or taking one, copying it, pasting it, and then it will show up here, and then you can take away whatever fields you don't want, middle initial, last name, favorite restaurant, email, phone number. Let's make this the address page, okay? So I'm gonna come back here and I'm gonna take away the address, phone number, email, favorite restaurant, city, state, zip code right here, okay? Now we actually need to keep the email. So let's go ahead and put that back. Made a mistake. And if you accidentally delete something and you want to start all over again, then you can, by all means, go back into the templates pages. So we'll come here. You would come to operations, you come to templates library and start from scratch. Okay. Now that's obviously not going to be a fun way to go. So if for whatever reason, I accidentally deleted this email and I came to Join Investor and I copied and then I pasted it here. Now what I'm going to need to do is change the API, you see, because this is listed as the second investor email, which is all right here, okay? So I'm just going to make this email because that's what it is right here, see? So now we're good to go. Save changes, joint investor. So again, if I want to take away the address and copy and paste this for joint investor, I can do that. Now, in order to make this unique, I need to come in here and change the primary address, right? Rename it. Okay, so this is adding a page. Now, if for whatever reason you've got 7, 10, 15 pages here and you want to rearrange them in any form or capacity, you can click, drag and drop over here. Now, if you want it to lock in, so if I hit save changes, it's going to go back, right? Because I did not change the API of the page name. So I'll come into the page name, I'll change the API to page 2, or you can just rename it to the primary address, right? Now you're going to have to change this because there can be no spaces, and the first letter needs to be lowercase and the second word needs to be uppercase on the first. Now when I hit save changes and refresh, the new page order is locked in, okay? So if I did the same thing here, clone, copy, and take away the include joint investor, first name, middle name, last name, email, because I'm going to be coming back. So now if I go back and forth between pages, we talked about in the last video, hitting save changes all the time. You can go back and forth in between pages and the changes that you've made in a temporary setting will still be there. So for this instance, I'm going to make this again, the address page, and we need to make this a conditional page. All right, so this is speaking more into the dynamic content, which we're going to cover in the next video. But for now, again, I need to change the API, which is the page name, to joint investor address. So this is what we call camel text, right? You've got lowercase, uppercase, right? It goes up and down, up and down, up and down. So the first word, it's always going to be lowercase. The second word, to make it unique, you need to capitalize the first letter. All right, so save. Now, again, I want to rename what this is. So I'm going to change it to joint investor address, right? So the customer knows that it's unique to what it's asking for, right? And you want to make these forms a little bit smaller. The less scrolling, the better. Right, so I'm going to go ahead and delete these fields because they're in the next page. So we'll hit save changes. You can see include joint investor address. And I'm going to show you how to make this page as well as this content, because if there's not a joint investor, we shouldn't be asking for these details and making them required. So we're going to talk about in the next video dynamic content as well as dynamic pages. So we'll see you over there.